What is up, everybody? It's your boy Brian from Brian's Custom Auto coming at you today with another Beulah church sign. We got 3 of these total to do. But it dawned on me in the process that there was a lot of things I didn't show you guys that was very important information that you kind of need when you're working with pipes. And there's a lot of videos out there that you can watch, but I don't know, maybe I can reach somebody that they can't. So I'm going to jump right on into this and show you one of the main things you have to know when cutting angles. You can do this same thing works for cutting pie shells and all that. So like if you want to cut in a 90 on titanium or something, you use the same method. Okay, we're just doing 45s. But like I say, as long as you do this way, you'll be able to get your cut straight every time. So I've already got 2 of these already marked, but you want to have your black Sharpie and a ruler, okay? And we're not trying to find the dead center of the pipe. What we're trying to do is just have a straight line across the pipe. So that's all we're doing. You get this. This is one of your angle tools. Not necessarily the tool for the job, but it's not the tool for the job. You can use a straight ruler as well, okay? You can put your straight ruler down like this, and just wherever it marks at. Actually, that might be easier. That way, you just keep it straight. The only thing you have to make sure of is that you don't roll your pipe from where you started at. See? Just like that. That's going to be your saving grace right there, is that black line. We got to do this on this piece right here. Same thing. Like I said, guys, we're not looking for center, because at the end of the day, it is centered. Okay? Just slide that right on down to there. That's it. Okay? Now, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get me some 45s cut in on one end, because my measurement for like these are my shoulders. It's 18 3/8 from point to point, okay? Well, if you don't have that line on there, what happens is you got to cut your 45 in on the end over here, and boom, you cut your 45 in. Well, as you move the pipe down without having that line on it, it twists just a little bit. Well, guess what that does to the other end of your 45? It puts it being off. So, what we're going to do is go ahead and set our saw up for the 45-degree cut, and we'll get the first end cut and then measure it from there. So y'all hang tight, I'll bring you back in just a minute. All right, so going back to the purpose of using that saw to cut the angles is because if you look at there, it's that simple. Make the cuts, make your measurements right, really close. Now, none of that's welded yet, all right? I've got the ground strap on it, but I haven't even pulled the lead yet. But yeah, so as simple as using that with the measurement, with the line like I showed you, gives you all your angles, and then go opposite of that to make your straight line to cut the groove into the bottom, so that way it fits over the sign. The reason we do that is so the sign can't be pulled out of it, right? Anyway, so now we're going to put a tack on each one of those, and yeah, get it starting to be a little more solid. Okay, so all I'm going to do here, guys, is go on this top edge on each corner and just put a small bead on each one. Okay, so hang tight. All right, guys, new day. I've been out here kind of busy. I had to do some work on the front of the Trailblazer for a little bit, but now we're back on the sign. And we got the post up here in the vise because we just cut that little section there off of it. So now we're at our actual height. We called for 6 foot. That way it would be a foot in the ground with concrete. But I went 6'3" just for that extra little bit for the very tip top of the sign. So yeah. Now I need to go cut my other piece and get it ready to go on the front of the sign, and then start going from there. Getting the groove cut out and firing up the plasma cutter and all that stuff. Fun. Anyway, y'all hang tight. I'll bring it back in just a minute. All right, guys. So we got our groove cut in for it to set onto the pipe, and I'll show you how I measure that. And then we've got our section cleaned up right there so we can weld the arm on. But let me show you what I did. Sure, there's probably some better math out there to get this right, okay? But what I did is I took diameter by half by half, okay? So pipe's 2.5 inches. That's actually 2 3/8, but it's considered 2.5 inch pipe. Cut that in half to 1 3/4. All right, and then from 1 3/4, drop that in half to 7/8. What this is right here is I measured out my 1 3/4, measured out 7/8 just to verify I was correct. Measure 1 7/8 from your edge of your pipe. You find center first, and then measure 7/8 back, and then from there you'll take a piece of spare pipe. When you measure your forward to back at 7/8, take a spare piece of pipe, set it on there, lay it down at an angle, and that gives you your angular dimension. Okay, and cut it out with a plasma cutter, and then clean it up with a grinder, and then goo. You'll see right here that, ta-da, good fit. So, yep. Now, we'll put this on here, tack it, and then make sure it's perfectly square. So, there it is. That's how that works. I mean, there might be some having to fill up, but it's not bad. Not bad, guys. Not bad. So, hang tight. All right, guys. So, we holding off on the post for just a minute. So, the owner of the truck is coming to pick it up tomorrow. So I just want to give you guys one last look at this thing. I went ahead and re-washed it one more time. It's going to have to be washed several times to make sure to get all the wax residue and stuff out, right? But I want to give you guys one last look. Now keep in mind, guys, y'all can criticize me all you want to on this paint job, but I have never have I ever said I'm a painter, okay? I'm learning this as I go, okay? So, I've never done paint work. I did a little bit of body work when I worked at a Model A shop and did it on Model A's, and you know, I've done a little bit of paint work here and there on other things, mostly my own stuff. This is my first time doing a paint job for a customer. And, you know, he understood that. I said it from the very beginning. I'm no painter, but I bet I can make it look better than it did. So I'm just throwing all my excuses out there to begin with, so nobody can come on and say, well, you just making excuses. Yeah, I'm making excuses. I'm not a painter. Anyway, let me show you this one last time. There's Harley Quinn. Okay, we'll do a walk around. Y'all can point out all the bad stuff. Point out everything. There she is, all her glory, painted up, okay? In the sun, no less. Like I said, I just got done washing it. I put on new pinstripes, okay? I cleaned them wheels up. If y'all remember them wheels, all these wheels was black. Just keep moving around. Here we go. Just keep moving around. Okay. I mean, I think I need to re-polish this side one more time because I'm not thrilled with it as far as the finish goes. But I think one more hit with the polish. Anyway. But there she is. Look at that hood. That hood was completely shot, guys. But there it is. So, tell me what you think. Be honest. I don't care if you say it looks like crap. Just tell me the truth. That's all I ask for. As I said, keep in mind, I am not a painter. Well, what a strange turn of events. You'll notice I'm in said F-150. Don't hurt important not to make sure everything's good before it gets picked up, because it's taking a trip right after it gets picked up tomorrow. But to top that off, I was leaving the house to go get my little girl from school, and where I just replaced the tie rod ends on the Blazer, thought I had them straight. Apparently I went the wrong way with the turn. So yeah, the two front wheels are not pigeon-toed, but the other way. So I put it back on the lift, grab this truck, and go get her real quick. And as soon as we get back, I'll fix that so I don't have to drive this truck no more. But it's alright. It's got half tank of gas. It showed up with a quarter. So it's got a half tank. It has more gas than it had when it got there. Everything is good, straight, right, true. Ride's nice, guys. AC blowing cold out of the vents. It's a nice truck, guys. So I hope he's gonna like it. I hope he likes it. I hope he enjoys it. So anyway, I'll bring you back when we get back on the sign. All right, everybody. We are up bright and early this morning on our way. Where are we headed to?
School.
Yep, taking her to school. And then I've got to get back and get the sign finished up. But of course, I had to stop so we could do our Halloween decorations and all that stuff. So I got air coming in somewhere. But anyway, so we're gonna get on to school. I'll bring you back in a minute. Maybe y'all can help me out with something here. I don't understand it, but I've had this dog since he was itty bitty. Y'all know that, any of my real followers. But ever since he got big enough he could walk and come outside, he's done this. That tree we had top notch cut down a couple of years ago, and he comes out and stands on the stump and just chews on those. He don't eat none of them like dogs do when they have an upset stomach. He just comes out here and chews it up, spits it out, chews it up, spits it out. It's like that tree's bothering him or something. Say hey to the witch. She's flying through the air. Anyway, maybe somebody can tell me why he does that. I don't know. All right, so we've been busy. Going through the process here, getting this thing together. Let me show you where we're at, and let me show you something that's missing. First, where we're at. Notice I got the sign all taped up. So we went ahead and got all the corners done, all shiny. So that's done on both sides. And we got the post done. It's all level and square and all that. So now that's ready to go. Now, as on the last one, we got to cut our cap for the top and for the front up there. Now, if you remember on the last one, I cut it out of the sheet steel. Well, guess what? There's room for two more to get cut out of that one piece. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put this, weld this to it somewhere to where it'll hold it in the vise, and then I'll use a plasma cutter and cut them circles out and weld it on front and back, or front and top, and then we'll get the cross done. And then it'll be time to put on the chain links, the hooks, which I got a 4-pack of hooks here, ordered those offline. And yeah, we'll put the chain link and the hooks on, and then this one's ready for paint, and then time for it to go. So yeah, let's get the plasma cutter fired up. Oh, and what's missing, let's walk out here and see. Notice something missing from the parking spot there? Yep. Happy customer took his truck and now he dropped off that guy there. So we'll get to that when we get to it. Anyway, so that's what's missing, the big black Ford. It's out of here. It's headed to South Carolina. So, back to work we go. All right, guys, there's the crosses. There's the circles. Now, I'm only putting one cross on the pole, but I know I've got another one coming, so I've got to do a second one. So, I'll have that cross just sitting back here waiting. But anyway, so the crosses are cut. Just got to clean those up once they cool off. I told you the more I use that plasma cutter, the better it gets. Although it still ain't great. But I'm learning. I'm learning. I haven't burned everything up completely yet, but I am getting my vise kind of crispy. So, yeah, we'll probably have to work on that a little bit. But anyway, so let's keep rocking and rolling. All right, so we got the caps on top and head. Now we're going to go around and clean this up. I was doing it with the flapper wheel, but I went ahead and put the hard wheel on. Go ahead and knock all this along with all the little beads from the flux core. And then we'll go around and knock that down. And once we get that knocked down, time to weld the cross on, okay? But we're going to have to clean the cross up first. So, let's keep at it. Guys, it's just a little bit of work at a time, and it's real hard to do anything when your fingers look like that. God, that hurts. Anyway, all right, let's keep on plucking away. All right, first cross is done. I think I'll wait on that one because my back's starting to get to me. But each one of these crosses is different, a little bit different, each one. I have not, even though I'm tracing it, I have not been able to cut the same cross twice. But you know what, it's all right. Not a big deal. All right, so here we are at pickup day. They're coming to get the sign, which I need to figure out somewhere to put it for them, just in case I'm not here when they come. But let me show you the finished product there. Here's the pole that I have to touch up that spot and that spot because that's where it was sitting on here. But that's it. It's done. It's ready to go. Another beautiful job. So this one's slightly taller than the last one, and we got one more to go. But that's it. So let me touch up them two spots before they get here, and that way it'll be dry by the time they get here.